Home of racing in the South Island, Riccarton Park, 2 listed races there today. The New Zealand Bloodstock Air Freight Stakes and also the Christchurch Casino Easter Cup. Currently the track is a heavy 10. Last night at Addington it was Mudguards on for their Group 1 action. Greg O'Connor, good morning to you. How about today at Riccarton? What conditions are in front of you there?
Yeah, very good morning to you, Jason. Welcome in to Riccarton Park. Of course, this year, 2019, I think we're up to meeting number 6. The previous 5 have all been run on good tracks, of course, but the rain has certainly come, particularly in the last 24, 30 hours, 30 mils of rain. So heavy 10, heavy 11, don't think it'll really matter. It's going to be tough going for many of these horses, and therefore, if you did your form on Thursday, Jason, when I started mine, things have changed quite considerably, but we do know horses for courses here at Riccarton Park that handle slow and heavy tracks should come to the fore today, so that'll be reflected in the way I think things might play out.
You're betting flexibility, that's going to be the key. Let's crack on into the 4 better races on the program, starting with the 5th. It's the Hornby Workingmen's Club Founders Cup. Kilowatt is the $3.40 favourite for race number 5. You've got She's a Toucher at $3.50, Smokehouse Bay there at $4.60. I must admit, Stephen Hunt, I was really keen on She's a Toucher on a better track. I'm not so keen on her on a track like this, but what's the market telling us?
A lot of these prices are a little bit misleading, or the opening lines, Jason, on the back of the scratching of Camino Rocoso. But from the opening lines this morning, Kilowatt's been very well supported. Open $3.60, now trading at $3.40. Gets that crucial 3 kg claim, which we know will be pivotal on those heavy track ratings at Riccarton today. She's a Toucher, $3.30 up to $3.50. So you've touched on the drama around this individual on the heavy track conditions, and Punters well onto that. That's been a notable drifter in the first couple of hours of trading. Smokehouse Bay, again, well supported, $7.50 into $4.60. So in terms of market movers in a small field, that is the one, but even though it sits in that third line of betting. Bloodstream, we've also seen money for it. Opened at $7 this morning, now trading at $6, but has to carry that 60 kilograms. I wouldn't be surprised if we test the waters with this individual and get it back out to the opening line. But overall, best lead I can give is Kilowatt, $3.60 into $3.40, and the third line horse in Smokehouse Bay, Chris Johnson doing the riding. Notably, Chris Johnson, $2.35 to take out today's J Challenge.
A little bit of a horse on the rises, Kilowatt, in excellent form. How about the Form Pro Speed Map, brought to you by Form Pro Ratings and formpro.co.nz. The Gordonian and Kilowatt expected to roll forward, but as we know, conditions significant in allowing horses to get through the ground, Greg, so not so easy to be mapping today.
Yeah, look, She's a Toucher. I was the same as you, Jason. I thought she was close to the bet of the day prior to as much rain as we've had in the last day. So I've still got her on top, but there's trepidation there, obviously. Her latest performance was really good. She found the line strongly, of course. That was in behind boots and all. And look, she loves Riccarton. She's won 6 races here. She won at the Premier meeting last year on a slow 8, but she's going to have to cope with a heavier track than that today, obviously. In saying that, she's won a couple on heavy, but I just think she'd be far more potent if we were on a dead to slow track. She loves this place so much. I've got her on top, but not with any great confidence. Sharktee's flying at the moment. In fact, both of Joanne Gordon's have got to be accorded a good chance here. It won here back in September of 2017. Heavy track, absolutely right up Sharktee's alley. Bloodstream, maybe the heavy will be again him, but I expect him to be far better suited to the 2,000 metres today. And Kilowatt obviously jumps up that list, Jason, for all the reasons you guys have just been speaking about. Must be a big chance in the race and will race on the speed.
We're looking forward to the next race on the card, race number 7. It's over 1,000 metres. Race number 6, I should say, the Tom Topless Memorial, over 1,000 metres. But it features Enzo's Lad. He resumes today. Now, he's on a path to the Chairman Sprint Prize in Hong Kong on Champions Day there. Signify $6.50, Johnny Jones at $6.50, Gift of Power $2.80. Tell us about what the market's telling you about Gift of Power, Stephen Hunt. Are they climbing aboard, or are they a little bit wounded after last time?
A little bit wounded, Jason, it has to be said, around Gift of Power. Back to the 1,000 metres. She started in the red 2 weeks ago at Riccarton over the 1,200 metres, and as you touched on, burnt a lot of pockets, did Gift of Power on that occasion. So at 2.8, you're going to get clearly in the black. It's just a matter of what that price ends up between $2.50 and $3. Chris Johnson again doing the riding, one of many good rides for him. Signifying that second line of betting, shares that same quote with Johnny Jones. They match trading in terms of dollars invested, $6.50 each of 2. Enzo's Lad now, quite often we get a lot of support around Enzo's Lad, a big syndicate involved. Notably, they've got us a couple of times in the Group 1 at Trentham, the Telegraph. But look, I would have wanted to see a little bit more money for Enzo's Lad. Even though he gets that vital claim, he still has to carry 60.5 for the dual Group 1 winner. The biggest lead I can give, and it's a number 9 in Inshiku Daddle Do. Shinka Daddle Do. I hope I pronounced that right. Opened at $17. Shinkle Daddle Do, yeah. Okay, opened at $17, Jason. Got as short as 14 this morning, now trading at 12. And gee, she'll relish the heavy track conditions, this horse. When the money's on, they've quite often got rewarded on the daughter of Shinko King. So that is the best lead I can give in a race that hasn't changed too much in terms of market movers, but that's the one in that middle market, 17s into 12.
This is the speed map for the 1,000-metre race, and you'd expect Sabre, Pipiana, Gift of Power, Zarista all to be pushing forward. Now, I know Morse code's in green, but to me, she's better when she's allowed the first couple of 100 metres tuck in behind them and then follow them before being released. If you can get her to settle early, she can really give a sprint late, and she can cope with rain-affected track conditions. Enzo's Lad, you'd think, would go back with Darcy's Mac from that wide draw, but yeah, Gift of Power, the leader. How did you see this race here, Greg? I think that'll do. Is that a horse that you've got figuring, or you're around Gift of Power or others?
I spoke to Richard Diddham earlier in the week, and he said, gee, if the predicted rain comes, it will help her immensely. 1,000 metres, probably too short, but on a rain-affected track. Loves Riccarton, already won here a couple of times. I haven't got it in my 4, but I can see why there has been money for her. Enzo's Lad, I haven't found a spot for him either. Great horses, we know, one of my favourites. He's won a couple of Telegraphs. Today, he needs to have a race. I spoke to Michael Pittman earlier in the week. He said he'll definitely start regardless, and it'll be great to see him on track here at Riccarton Park. Look, I was with Gift of Power. She'll race on the speed, and therefore I give her a terrific chance alongside, as you saw in the speed map, the likes of Pipiana. I think she'll still be too good. Johnny Jones won't be helped by the track. He has a very good slow track record, but the heavy's just been placed in one of 3. Here he was, finishing second behind the Flying Disturbance. And if he can handle the track today, he'll have a part to play. I thought the best roughie in the race was actually Darcy Mack, the other of the Diddham runners, who will be considerably aided by this track today. Hit the line strongly at Wingatui on Champions Day, freshened up for this, always races well in those sort of conditions, and I'm not too worried about the widest draw. I can see as the day unfolds that having a bigger part to play, even though it's only over the 1,000 metres. The path can be picked by Jason Laking, and therefore I thought it was terrific value. Signify will probably handle the track. Again, it's not ideal for him, but BB Hong claims the 3, so that'll have something to do with that. And Sabre will be on the speed and might not be up to the class of particularly the ones up the top of the handicap here, Jason, but will handle the ground and does race well in a fresh condition. So there's a bit to think about race number 6.
Sure is. The first of the listed races, the New Zealand Bloodstock Air Freight Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies over the 1,600 metres. And Emily Margaret's $2.80, Secret Allure at $3.80. Now, I'm not surprised to see the prices of these two horses narrow because of the prevailing track conditions. Earlier in the week, Emily Margaret obviously got it, I'm pretty sure, as short Stephen Hunter's $2.30. You might be able to, well, you will be able to let us know on that. But is this a money move or a preemptive move, this 280, 380 sort of compression?
Combination of both, Jason, but you're spot on about Emily Margaret at the top of the show. She was $2.30. It's been around about 70 minutes since 10 o'clock, and we've seen a drift on her at $2.80 with a number of, money for Secret Allure. Opened at $4.50, got as short as $4 this morning, now at $3.80, and you mentioned about these two prices coming together in the last hour or so. 280 plays 380. The gap between them about 70 minutes ago was 230, 420. So they are coming in between Emily Margaret and Secret Allure, and that's purely down to track conditions and from what money we're seeing. So a little bit of a combination between the two, Jason. In the third line of betting, our Hail Mary at $8. Again, it burnt Punters last start when I think close to $2 2 weeks ago at Riccarton, but has to step up in company here. But at $8, not totally friendless. Mohaka cannot write a ticket on Mohaka, number 4, 8 out to $9. A little bit of specking around Platinum Rapper, got as high as 15, now trading at 13. Dream Tester got as high as 31 into $23. Thunder Bay, blinkers went on last start. Again, punters believe that can reinvest here on this runner at longer odds. Opened at 23, got as short as 21. And La Ripper opened at 71, now trading at 35. So they're prepared to shop a little bit outside, even though it has been well supported. Emily Margaret and Secret Allure on that middle to end market.
Interesting you speak about Platinum Rapper. Lisa Latter, via her Twitter account, suggesting that the very wet conditions will play into her hands. So there's a little bit of confidence out of Lisa Latter Racing, and that via her Twitter account. Mohaka, one of the go-forward horses with potentially Emily Margaret, even though things didn't go to plan last time at Trentham for the star 3-year-old filly trained out of the Hughes barn. And you've got Mysterious Dream Tester, Severine, Thunder Bay, that they all sort of look to settle in the middle pack. You've got Secret Allure there who's drawn out. Our Hail Mary, interesting runner, not drawn well, but that might not be so bad. Come race number 7, Greg O'Connor, Our Hail Mary, and it was sort of a cheeky run in behind them last time.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst, and I spoke to Alan Sharrock during the week. He said, mark my word, she's a very smart filly. Blinkers go on, wide draw, problem earlier in the week, not so much now. If she can jump with them, settle a little bit handier, I think if she can reproduce what she did on a slow track, then she can absolutely win this, and she's terrific value. I've taken her ahead of Emily Margaret. Concerns a little bit over the 1600 on a heavy track. I know Kevin Hughes wasn't so concerned, and hasn't she just had a marvellous season, winning the Canterbury Bell and her 2 subsequent stakes wins, of course. So you have to respect her. Secret Allure, quality filly, as we know, and if she can get back to a Desert Gold form, then she's a big chance. And Mohaka, whilst they can't write a ticket on her, she'll be competitive as well. But I think the best value of the day, hoof problem last time as well, which has been rectified. Cheeky run, as you said, Jason, on with Our Hail Mary.
Yeah, nice price, and given the track conditions, well worth the spec. But your big watch on Emily Margaret's price. So, look, the start time of that race is just before 3:30, 3:29, and I don't know that there'll be much between the prices of Emily Margaret and a Secret Allure, given the trend and their form. Race number 8, the Christchurch Casino Easter Cup, and this is how things stack up for the second listed race. Contessa Vanessa, $2.70. Residential, $3.30. Gallant Boy, $5.50. And look, I thought Flying Sardine is running better than maybe her recent form on paper suggests, and she'll really appreciate track conditions, I would have thought. Stephen Hunt, same question, gift of power as for Contessa Vanessa. Hurting or punters going again?
Going again, Jason, on number 5, Contessa Vanessa. That is her opening line, 270 from this morning. She opened at 340 during the week, but a notable scratching around Shadows Cast, who came out this morning on the back of the heavy track conditions, but she accounts for 35% of total turnover, Contessa Vanessa, in a race that probably lacks a little bit of turnover, has to be said, but so there's a little bit to play out between now and just after 4 o'clock when this race jumps. But Contessa Vanessa heads the market at 270. Residential's been fairly quiet, considering it's won its last 2 when the money's been on. 320 out to 330 this morning. Gallant Boy solid at the 550 line. Flying Sardine, the one you mentioned, Jason, will love the heavy track conditions. Punters well onto that, 12 this morning, now trading 8.5. And Who Dares wins, notable shortener here, 16, now as short as $12. But the best lead I can give is Contessa Vanessa. Monkey Shoulder came down off my wall a couple of weeks back. Contessa Vanessa is right up there at present.
Don't like that wall, not a good wall. Tell us about Shadows Cast and the deductions for those that placed their bets before he was scratched.
Yeah, I'll just come back to you on the deductions. It takes me about 2 or 3 minutes with the new system, but I'll come back to you in the next 2 to 3 minutes to tell you the exact deductions around Shadows Cast.
Good as gold. We'll do the speed map and talk with Greg, and then we'll come back to you before the next race. In fact, this is the last race we're previewing, so I'd better come back to you before we move on. Forged, Accidental, Offside, and Contessa Vanessa, the pace influences. Residential, Greg O'Connor, over to you.
Yeah, I've got to change my selections here, Jason, because originally I had Contessa Vanessa on top. I've actually switched that round to Gallant Boy, and I've made Gallant Boy the best bet of the day today. Last start winner at Wingatui over boots and all on the white robe, freshened up for this. Will love the track, of course. He's 2 from 2 on heavy. I expect him to be the one to beat here. He's won a couple of these, Terry Mosley. Lisa Allpress has a great record in the race. She's won 2 of the last 4 and 4 that I can see in the history of the race. So she'll give Residential every chance. But I reckon Gallant Boy's a cracking bet today. Like I say, he comes here in the right sort of form. He is fresh, but that won't worry him, and I think he'll give you a great sight, and therefore I've had to change him and put him on top, so I'm with him. I hear what you're saying about Flying Sardine. I thought she'd be a great chance here last time. The race didn't pan out for her. The conditions today will, so I could see a bit of a form reversal there. Very good race this year's Christchurch Casino Easter Cup.
It very much is a case of being flexible today, isn't it? Given the conditions and just changing things around and assessing the heavy track as it plays out and develops throughout the day. Okay, Greg, another $100 for you to spend. What are your best and what's your strategy?
Yeah, I need to turn things around here strategy-wise, otherwise I'm going to be under immense pressure. I went the best bet of the day, as I just said. I've changed it. It's gone to Gallant Boy now. Our Hail Mary's the best value. I've taken the 3 horses I think can win today, Irish Express, Our Hail Mary and Gallant Boy, and a place multi that comes back about $430 odd. Done the same with a win multi for $10, which comes back about $2,000. I'll retire if that's the case, Jason. And if the first one misses, we'll play into Our Hail Mary and Gallant Boy, and if one of those wins, we'll make some money anyway. So that's the plan for today.
Sounds like a good plan, Greg. We'll be back with you just before midday when your first race is set to start, race number 9.